Lean in. Lower your voice. This is the part they told you not to find. The part the polite witches washed clean, the librarians pasted over, the orders that whispered burn it and forget. I'll give you the sigils, the actual marks, and tell you where they came from, what they mean, and how to use them without handing your power to whatever wants you small. They tried to erase these. Why? Because every time a sigil is remembered and drawn again, power remembers how to move. Tonight I teach you 4 forbidden sigils, what they are, where they came from, the language they speak, and how to draw, charge, and retire them. Keep your protection close. You'll need it. The Igishjama. The Helm of Awe. The Helm of Terror. A sigil so old, even dragons wore it. Fafnir, in the Volsunga saga, claimed this mark was his shield, the invisible armor that made warriors quake in his shadow. And while the sagas spoke of it as an object, later grimoires carved its bones into ink and parchment. Goldrake for pounds 143.8 vo. That's where one of the earliest drawn versions can be found, whispering still from the 17th century. Look at it. 8 arms, sometimes more. Tridents fanning outward from the center like weapons in every direction. It's not subtle. It's not polite. This is a spiritual war mask. The power within. What does it do? It protects. It heartens. It terrifies. This is not the magic of soft vibes and gentle love and light. This is armor. A spell you wear. Each arm radiates outward from the center, pushing back fear, intimidation, emotional attack. It is mental steel, psychological edge, and yes, if used well, it can make others think twice before crossing you. It doesn't just protect you from danger. It makes you feel untouchable. And that, my dear witch, is a far more dangerous thing to carry into the world. Traditional use. The old instructions will make you smile. Some texts say, draw it on your forehead, right between the eyes, before battle. Imagine that, warriors standing across from each other, sweat and steel, one marked with the Helm of Awe, radiating terror. Other uses were quieter. The stave was drawn onto lead, carved into wood, or carried hidden close to the body. Always with intention. Always with that razor-sharp edge of belief. How you can use it. Draw it true. Sketch the Igishjama on paper, parchment, or wood. Don't stylize it, don't turn it into an aesthetic tattoo. Use the radial, trident-armed form closest to the old manuscripts. This isn't decoration. It's function. Activate it. Place it before you. Breathe into it. Speak its name, Igishjama, as if summoning armor from the marrow of the earth. Visualize each of their arms extending like a shield, locking into place around you. Wear it. Trace it on your skin with ash, coal, or even your own spit. Between the brows if you want the traditional charge, or over the heart if you're shielding something more vulnerable. Carry it. Fold the paper, tuck it in your pocket, slip it into a locket, or keep it under your pillow. Its presence will form a perimeter around your spirit. Retire it. When you're done, when you've passed through the danger, silence the fear, survive the storm, destroy it. Burn it to ash, bury it, cast it to the river. Armor should not rust on your spirit. You put it on when you need it, and you lay it down when the battle is over. A warning. The Helm of Awe does not lie dormant. It amplifies the will you feed it. If you put fear into it, you will radiate fear. If you put strength into it, you will radiate strength. The world will feel it. People will respond. So use it wisely. Don't wear armor where gentleness is needed, or you'll find even friends flinch in your shadow. But when you need it, when you're walking into a room where eyes are daggers, when you're bracing yourself for conflict, when you're standing at the edge of fear, and need to look it in the face, this is the sigil you call. The Seal of Lilith. Origins and History. The Seal of Lilith is part of the Solomonic and demonological grimoires, appearing in some later traditions like the Dictionary of Infernal Names and various 16th-18th century occult manuscripts. Lilith, the so-called first wife of Adam in Jewish mystical lore, was demonized in the Talmud and later texts, a figure of unbound feminine will, sexuality, and rebellion. Clergy feared her influence so much that for centuries charms were mandated to protect newborns from her. And of course, the sigil attributed to her was suppressed, hidden away, lumped into forbidden magic. Symbolism. The Seal of Lilith is about forbidden sovereignty. Rebellion against imposed order, she was cast out for refusing subservience. Raw feminine power, unbridled sexuality, independence, the power to say no and walk away. Night power, Lilith is the storm wind, the owl of the desert, the shadow that watches from the threshold. To wear or work with this seal is to consciously step into the energy of the outsider, the untamed, the one who cannot be controlled. Traditional uses. Because Lilith was so feared, her seal wasn't casually used. It was invoked in protective countermagic. Witches and sorcerers called her power in defense against patriarchal oppression. Ritual pacts for knowledge, sexual autonomy, and personal empowerment. Apotropaic inversion, where what was once used to ward against her was flipped, so that invoking her seal called her protection rather than her curse. This is why it was suppressed. Any sigil that gives power back to the powerless was always considered dangerous. How you can use it. Draw the seal. Use black or red ink. Always enclosed in a circle, this contains the energy and keeps it focused. Claim your autonomy. Before charging it, speak aloud, or silently, if you must, what you are refusing. I refuse control. I refuse manipulation. I refuse silence. This is your offering to Lilith, defiance. Charge in the night. Place the sigil on your altar under moonlight, especially the dark moon or waning phases. A single black candle before it is enough. Wear or carry it. The seal can be tucked into clothing, placed beneath the bed, or carried as a talisman. If drawn in ash or lipstick on the skin, it empowers in ways you will absolutely feel. Release with care. When its work is done, burn it and scatter the ashes at a crossroads, or bury them where no one will disturb. Lilith's power is not meant to linger unattended. A warning. Lilith's seal is not neutral. To work with it is to court the energy of disruption, rebellion, and transformation. If you are comfortable with compliance and safety, leave it alone. But if you are ready to tear down walls that were built to cage you, if you are ready to face the discomfort of raw freedom, then trace the lines, whisper her name, and wear the forbidden crown. They tried to ban it. They tried to bury her. But secrets this powerful never stay dead. The Seal of Babylon. Origins and history. This seal comes from Enochian magic and was later adopted into the Lenic practice. Aleister Crowley, early 20th century. Babylon, the Scarlet Woman, was the embodiment of liberated sexuality, divine feminine chaos, and apocalyptic transformation. The church and polite society recoiled from her. She represented everything they feared: women's freedom, pleasure without guilt, and the collapse of rigid, patriarchal control. The sigil itself, sometimes called the Seal of Babylon or Sevenfold Star of Babylon, is a unicursal heptagram, a seven-pointed star drawn in one continuous line, encircled, often with her name inscribed. Symbolism. 7 equals the sacred number of Venus, of love and power, but also of apocalypse, destruction of old orders. The continuous line equals eternal flow, the current of desire and freedom that cannot be broken. Babylon herself equals the Great Mother, the whore of Revelation reimagined not as evil, but as ultimate sovereignty, a woman who drinks from the cup of abominations and dares to revel in it. Why it was forbidden? Because it inverts everything that kept people obedient. Instead of purity, it glorifies desire. Instead of obedience, it celebrates rebellion. Instead of sin, it declares pleasure sacred. A symbol like that was never going to be welcomed by pulpits or crowns. It was called blasphemy, heresy, dangerous sorcery. Which is exactly why it survived underground. Traditional uses. In ritual magic, the Seal of Babylon was used to call her presence and energy, fearless desire, creativity, erotic power. It was drawn during workings of initiation, transformation, and destruction of false structures. It became a mark of those who sought forbidden knowledge and liberation from religious control. How you can use it. Draw the seal. Use a unicursal heptagram, one unbroken line, 7 points, contained in a circle. Red ink or blood is traditional, but any strong pigment will do. Set the space. This is not a light sigil. Candles, incense, or music that stirs desire will help align your energy. Declare freedom. Speak aloud what binds you, shame, repression, guilt, and then offer it into the seal. Imagine it dissolving into the lines, transmuted into power. Charge with desire. This seal thrives on passion. It can be charged through meditation, dance, or even sexual energy if you choose. The more unapologetic, the stronger it burns. Keep or release. Some practitioners wear it on the body or keep it under their bed for ongoing liberation. Others burn it after ritual, releasing the energy back into the current of Babylon. A warning. The Seal of Babylon does not bring quiet or safety. It brings upheaval, ecstasy, raw power. It tears away illusions and forces you to look at yourself stripped of shame. If you invite it in, expect transformation. They called her whore. They called her sin. But in her seal, she is freedom, and freedom was always the most forbidden magic of all. The Sigil of Hecate. Origins and history. Hecate is the goddess of crossroads, magic, night, and liminality, worshipped in ancient Greece and throughout the Mediterranean. Her sigils, often involving the triple moon or triple-pointed keys, were considered dangerous by Christian authorities during the spread of the Church, who labeled her worship witchcraft and sought to erase her cults. Practitioners carved her marks on doorways, amulets, or grave sites, calling on her guidance and protection at liminal moments, births, deaths, journeys, and major transitions. Symbolism. Triple moon equals maiden, mother, crone, the phases of life, death, and transformation. Triangle equals manifestation, the union of mind, body, and spirit. Circle equals containment, eternity, and the sacred boundary of magical work. Her sigil is about choice, crossing thresholds, and wielding your own power at pivotal moments. Traditional uses. Placed at crossroads to invoke protection and guidance. Drawn on altars during rituals of banishing, divination, or empowerment. Used to mark thresholds, doorways, windows, or new ventures. How you can use it. Draw the sigil. Use chalk, ink, or carve into a small wooden token. Set intention. Speak aloud what you are crossing into: a new job, a decision, a rite of passage. Charge it. Leave it in moonlight, meditate on it, or anoint it with oil or water. Visualize her guiding presence circling and guarding you. Carry or place. Keep it with you or at a threshold where you need guidance or protection. Retire when ready. Burn, bury, or return it to nature once the threshold has been passed or the work complete. A warning. The Sigil of Hecate is not a toy. She governs crossroads, liminal spaces, and thresholds, forces that can shift your life in ways you cannot predict. Do not misuse it. Charging it with selfish intent, manipulation, or harm will rebound sharply. The goddess sees the heart behind the action. Respect her timing. Hecate works on her own clock. The crossing you invoke may take days, weeks, or months to manifest. Impatience can weaken or misdirect the energy. Be mindful of power. This sigil amplifies your intuition and perception at thresholds. It may reveal truths you are not ready to face. Emotional, spiritual, and even physical shifts are possible. Contain the energy. Always draw or charge it in a sacred space, circle, or on a material that keeps the magic focused. Uncontained, liminal energy will feel chaotic or overwhelming. Remember, her sigil is guidance, protection, and empowerment, but it demands reverence. Step carefully. Step intentionally. Step aware. There you have it, 4 real, historically forbidden sigils: Igishama, the seal of Lilith, the seal of Babylon, and the sigil of Hecate. Each one a key, each one a spark of the power that scared the authorities enough to try to erase them. These marks are not decoration. They are action. They are armor, rebellion, liberation, and guidance. They ask something of you: courage, intention, respect. Draw them carefully. Charge them mindfully. Release them when their work is done. And remember, the most dangerous magic is the kind that remembers you. You are awake. You are armed. You are free.